Helen here with Eyes on the Game, and I'm here being joined by Joe Cortez. Now, I last spoke to you about 2 months ago. In the very beginning of the Canelo Triple G, him testing positive for traces of clenbuterol. What are your thoughts on everything?
Well, I think that Canelo is a fighter that really means a lot for boxing. He's a big draw in boxing. I mean, Triple G will not make any kind of money with other fighters than he would with a Canelo Alvarez. Anyway, the thing is not about money right now. The thing we're talking now is about the penalties that are involved. And yes, Bob Bennett is correct by saying that if Canelo comes forward and apologizes and says he takes full responsibility for the clenbuterol that he took in Mexico, they ingested by meat, of course, that's what he said. So he says he's innocent, but he got to come forward and say he takes full responsibility for the intake. And those are the rules of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. If you commit a crime and you admit to it, even though you say you're innocent, the only way you're going to get some kind of leniency is by admitting I take full responsibility. Then the commission can, on the vote of the commissioners, approve a 50% punishment. In other words, he has 6 months cut off from the automatic 1 year suspension, and if he cut off 6 months, then he's able to fight for September, which falls on the Mexican Independence Day, which is September 15th, which is the right day for the fight.
But do you still think that he's clean? Because when I spoke to you, and why I wanted to follow up with you about this is because you were saying that, hey, you know, he's clean until proven guilty. Now with the failed results on, I believe, the February 17th and 21st, do you still stand by him?
Well, I got to say that the investigation was going on at the time, and I said he admits to it now that he's going to come forward and admit to that he took it. It was unintentional, so I can't talk on his behalf or on behalf of the commission. All I'm telling you is from what I hear and from what I read. And if he says he's taking full responsibility, then you know he's guilty to the fact. Okay,
so basically you're saying you still kind of stand by him, whatever he says, right?
Well, I'm not just going by the rule says that if you commit to it and you say you admit that I take blame for it, then he's going to get a 6 month suspension, and that's the best thing he can do, and it's good for boxing that he admits to it out, because if not, he's going to be penalized for 1 year. Everybody gets hit with this. The Nevada Commission gets hit, the Las Vegas, the hotels, the casino, the fans, the fighters themselves, everybody gets hit. It's a big low black eye for boxing as well.
Yeah, what do you think about Canelo's fans? Like, what do you have to say to them? That they're either disappointed or they don't want to believe it? They still stand by his innocence.
You know, you can't blame the fans for either being upset or standing by Canelo. I believe in giving people a second chance. You make a mistake, you learn from it. I say that Canelo has always been a nice man, a great fighter, good for boxing, and I think that come September 15th, you're going to see that fight happen.
What do you think should happen for Triple G? I know they are finding a replacement for him. I know a name that's been thrown around a lot was Billy Joe Saunders, but I believe he's still injured, so he may not be able to return in time. So who do you think should step up and fight him?
Well, that's a $50,000 question. I can't say a $1 million question. I say, because this is really kind of like up in the air. I mean, everybody, that's why I say everybody gets hurt by this, because it's something that now we're going to do such a short notice. What are we going to do? Who are you going to find? I don't know. It's not right for the fans. It's not right for boxing. It's not good for Triple G. And remember that if Triple G takes a fight, one thing you got to remember, anything crazy things happen in boxing. And let's say he fights somebody and he gets hurt. He gets cut. He breaks a hand. Anything crazy can happen. Then what happens to September 15th with Canelo? You know, so it's a big risk. You know, maybe I don't know. It's going to be a tough one to get somebody real quick, and maybe they may have to cancel the whole show. Who knows?
But so, do you think for Triple G, if you could give him advice for him to just wait till September, right?
Well, that'd be a second option. You know, if they can't find somebody reasonable for Cinco de Mayo. I think there's a couple of fighters out there who are willing to step up to the plate.
Andre?
But there's a lot of fighters can step up. But you know what? It's not going to be you can't sell it to HBO, Showtime, or any network or pay-per-view. They're not going to pick that up. It's going to be tough to get a good qualified fighter for any network that's out there putting the fight, and is going to say, what are we going to do next? Where do we stand? If the fans get hit, the networks get hit, everybody gets hurt really bad.